This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's listen to the commentary and see what they're saying about this match. We see Landell taking on George South. Our referee is Pee Wee Anderson. Who would have thought all this time later it would be George and Dundee? The referee and Landell would no longer be with us.
Buddy Landell being a great tag team, great single wrestlers. I would assume during every match that you have, buddy, that the superstar will be with you and vice versa. You'll always be together in the ring.
Well, yeah, that's what it's all about, brother, because, like, I think it was Ole Anderson I had saying sometimes the referee doesn't see everything. Well, if they don't see everything in our match, Jack, we're getting up in his face to tell him.
Okay, Buddy Landell now putting pressure on the arm of George South.
I learned from my friend Arnie Novi there. You get that? Watch it. It's a special present, Tony Schiavone, for you and Jim Cornette, my good friend Jim Cornette. I love him to death.
Look at this now.
Have you ever seen that hose-nosed bogus Ric Flair do that? I don't even think he can drop kick.
That is one of the most awesome moves I've ever seen, right on the concrete floor.
Now, let me tell you something, Tony Schiavone. I'll tell you, one time I was wrestling Dusty Rhodes, and to my surprise, he hit me with that big elbow. When I got up and gathered my senses back, when I turned around, he drop kicked me right in the face. Now, he can do it, and I got all the respect in the world for him, but don't get me wrong. He's a hell of a man, but he's not Buddy Landell or Superstar Bill Dundee, and that's why we're here.
When nobody told me when he got back, he said, I was thought when Dusty hit me with that elbow, he said, I was waiting on a bus and a train came past. Well, brother, we know all about your bionic elbow, and we got the cue for that, Daddy. Now, we're getting tired of playing with this, Jack. We're going home very shortly. You watch this now. Come on, buddy, go figure it for
Have you ever seen anybody do this move right here except the Nature Boy Buddy Landell?
Spinning elbow.
Right. Now, watch now. What do you call this?
The figure four leg lock.
Right.
Emphasize on the first word, the figure four.
Okay. The figure four leg lock.
On by who? Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, and this boy screaming, please let me up, Mr. Landell. Please let me up.
Well, you could tell it was just a matter of time.
Hey, it's a little workout.
Little workout.
That's all it was, brother. Little workout.
There's Superstar Bill Dundee up
What's
the
the
ring.
slow-mo? Am I higher than the top rope or what? Huh?
Well, yep.
It
would appear so from this angle.
You just jumped off the top rope.
Hey.
Look at that. It took 5 minutes to come down.
It's hell being extremely
This boy's so fast, man.
It's hell being extremely handsome.
It's obvious that you guys have come here to World Championship Wrestling really ready to take on just about anybody. You mentioned Dusty Rhodes, you mentioned Ric Flair, you mentioned everybody.
Well, there's no sense coming to beat up George South. Everybody can do that. We come here to beat the best there is. And I know you say we're bragging. That's what I'm telling you. Just sign the matches. Ric Flair, the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, the Road Warriors. You just do. We don't care, brother. We just come here to make a name for ourselves. We've already made it all over the rest of the world, so we just come here to show you how pretty we are and to tell you how bad we are. And when they sign the matches, we'll show you how bad we are, boy.
Tony, hey, when I left here, I was one of the top wrestlers in the world, okay?
National
Hey, well,
heavyweight champion.
whatever, okay? Listen, I took 7 or 8 months off of attitude adjustment, baby. I'm back on the scene for one reason. I'm talking I could have wrestled anywhere in the world that I wanted to, but if it don't say Jim Crockett Promotion, it's not wrestling. It's not professional wrestling, and that's another reason why I'm here, Daddy. I'm working for class because I am top-notch with my friend Superstar Dundee.
That's right,
We're top-notch, Daddy, or we wouldn't be here.
No, I'll ask you something else. I
Okay.
bet you can go around and ask any wrestler in the rest of this territory right here. Do they have Joe and Combs' perfect phone number? No, sir.
Superstar Bill Dundee, Nature Boy Buddy Landell. When we come back, we'll look at the Kansas Jayhawks. Don't go away.
Oh, God.
Do they have Joan Collins' personal phone number? Golly, it's so great. By the way, if our buddy, well, my buddy, I don't think you claim him, if Corey Ryan Forster was a professional wrestler, he would be Buddy Landell. The accent's the same and everything. And man, we're not done. Listen to this.
Teams. World Championship Wrestling, Jim Crockett Promotions, the NWA, the Midnight Express, they're the World Tag Team Champions, the Road Warriors, Ole and Arn Anderson. Well, we're very happy to have with us right now, to be with us on World Championship Wrestling, the Kansas Jayhawks. To my right, the Hangman, Bobby Jaggers, one of the great single champions from up in the Pacific Northwest. And his tag team partner is part of the Kansas Jayhawks, Dutch Mantell, one of the great champions from the southern part of the country. And Bobby, you know, this is a great place for tag teams. The World Tag Team Champions are here, the Midnight Express, and I know that's why you're here.
Well, you know something, Tony Schiavone? The epitome of professional wrestling, whether you're a single wrestler or whether you're a tag team wrestler, is be sitting in this chair right next to you where I'm sitting today. This is something that people in this business work for, strive for, to be in the epitome of professional wrestling, Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA. And I came here, and I'm a very happy man today because I've got another Kansas boy with me, Dutch Mantell. His record speaks for itself. Like you said, we're both good single wrestlers, but Cornette's got the tag team titles. He's got the Midnight Express. And the Midnight Express we're looking for you. We came all this way, not just sit here and lollygag around. Put your name on a contract, and Dutch and I'll be there, right, partner?
You know, we came a long way for the Midnight Express. Now, they are sitting on top of the fishbowl, baby. I mean, they're up there on top. And like Bobby just said, this is where a lot of tag teams would like to be sitting right here talking to Tony Schiavone. But we're talking to all of America right now. And, you know, you can't ever tell which way the train went by looking at the tracks, because sometimes it don't tell you one thing. But I'm going to tell you one thing. We're coming after the Midnight Express. Now, anytime, now, Tony, you know this from past experience, anytime you get a third man outside that ring, like Jimmy Cornette with a tennis racket, he can create quite a problem for you.
That's right.
Quite a problem. And I've run across quite a problems in my wrestling career. But I brought a little friend with me that's got me out of a lot of jams. This is called a bull whip. And it's 10 foot long, and it'll stop a 1,200-pound bull. And I think it'll stop a 230-pound wrestler right dead in his tracks. Not to mention Cornette. Now, we're after you, and I know now we're going to have to wait a while, maybe wait in line just a little bit before we get to the Midnight Express. But we're patient. We waited this long to get here, and we can wait just a little bit longer. But I'm serving notice today on Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express that we're hot on your trail. And it's not a cold trail. It's real, real hot. Seems like a lot of people around here are mad at a lot of other people because to sit right here, the Jim Crockett promotion, you got to be a man. And if you can't stand up to the test, baby, then you're going to get dumped by the wayside. They're going to dump you like yesterday's garbage. But Cornette, you know, like I said, you're sitting on top of the world, but you can't sit there forever because test after test after test is going to come your way. And when we get to you, the test is going to be there because we're great single wrestlers. Right. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've had a lot of success in this wrestling profession. So has Bobby. And now we're a tag team, and we're going against an established tag team in the Midnight Express. But boys, when you match experience against experience, hey, we'll be with you every step of the way, baby. This ain't my first time to the rodeo, guys. I've been here before, and I intend to stay. And sometimes you only get so many chances at something. But when we get a chance at the Midnight Express, we're going to make that one chance count.
That's right. You know something else, Tony Schiavone? One thing. The big old bodyguard. Bubba. Well, Bubba, you stick your nose in a lot of people's business. We heard down the road what you did to Dusty Rhodes. You like to stick your nose in business. Stick it in our business. Because this shoe fly will darn sure fit around your hiney, boy. And when it's fitting around your hiney, Cornette, while you're running, we're going to be pinning your tag team 1, 2, 3 and become the World Tag Team Champions.
Okay, the Kansas Jayhawks, Hangman Bobby Jaggers and Dutch Mantown. There's no doubt from talking to these two men that World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, will be hearing a lot from these two, especially three men will be hearing a lot from them. Jim Cornette, Beautiful Bobby, and Loverboy Dennis, the Midnight Express. Gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you, Tony.
We'll be right back.
You love that promo, didn't you?
I love everything about him. It's just so filled with cliches, and I just love everything about the Kansas Jayhawks. And
I think Mr. Jagger should have untucked that shirt, but nobody's going to make any recommendations to Captain Redneck here.
Yeah,
check him out. Looks like you're ready to sell him some term life insurance.
In the world today, one of the top 5 in the NWA, and it's good to have you back with us on World Championship Wrestling, Captain.
Boy, thank you very much. You know, it's just a privilege and a pleasure to be associated with Jim Crockett Promotions. And first of all, you know, I'd like to take just a second and congratulate my old partner in the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, on winning that World's Championship belt. You know, he beat a heck of a man, a heck of a champion at the time in Ric Flair.
Yeah.
You know, I've been around, like you say, a few years, and I've watched a lot of world's champions, and I've watched a lot of professional athletes. And those two right there are classics.
You come into, it's truly a hotbed for wrestling. A lot of great stars are here. You talked about Dusty, you talked about Ric Flair, and a lot of other great stars here. Great wrestlers are right here.
Well, to me, it's got the best there is in the world. You know, I was up in the WWF, and I was one half of the World's Tag Team Championship up there. And I came back to NWA. I came back to Jim Crockett Promotions. Like you said, they have got the finest wrestlers, I think, in a profession today. You've got those Russians, who I don't like. You've got an awesome team in the Road Warriors. You've got Magnum TA. I mean, you can go on Tully Blanchard, Wahoo McDaniels. I mean, credibilities and legends in their own time right here.
Okay, we're going to take a look at a match. Captain Redneck, Dick Murdoch going up against Bill Mulkey. Let's take a look at that match, and Dick Murdoch will be here with us, commentating over that match. Take a look at Captain Redneck, Dick Murdoch in action. Going up against Bill Mulkey.
Tell me about Captain Redneck. We haven't spent a lot of time talking about him.
No, we don't. I know a lot of people really didn't like him. And again, Dick Murdoch and I got along quite well. I know the late, great, and one of the men I've always respected, Lord Alfred Hayes, really didn't like him. I remember when I started working up there, we started talking about him. He said, he is a horrible man. He is a brute. He is just an ogre. And I said, you know what? I said, I got to disagree with you. I said, I always got along with him. He was like always good to me. And he says, do you trust my judgment of people? I said, yes. He said, well, trust me when I say he's a horrible man. So, so I know there was a lot of people out there that didn't like him. I remember picking him up at a hotel one time, and it was a hotel in Charlotte, and taking him to the arena. And I knocked on the door. It was one of those doors, hotels that, you know, have the door outside to the parking lot. He opened the door. He said, he had a big bag of popcorn, a big bag of caramel popcorn. He said, I've been eating this whole bag of caramel popcorn.
I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. You really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket, so what are you waiting for? Hurry to savewithconrad.com.
Popcorn. Do you want some? I can't finish it off. I said, no, I'm okay. just as plain. And, you know, he was also a big part of my fandom too. I've got pictures that I have here somewhere. The night that Ric Flair first wrestled Blackjack Mulligan in that great angle in Greensboro, Dick Murdoch wrestled Harley Race for the world title. And that was really, you know, a part of my fandom. Murdoch first came in as a heel to Jim Crockett Promotions. And I was there on Thanksgiving night when he wrestled in the 2-ring battle royal they would always have on Thanksgiving night. They brought in Andre and Dick Murdoch and some others. And he got on the microphone and cussed out North Carolina. But then they brought him back, and I never will forget, because I heard David Crockett say on TV, coming soon to Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, the sensational Dickie Murdoch. So they turned him into a babyface, and he was a big babyface at that time. We're talking about the late 70s. So here they're bringing him back as a babyface once again, and there's his brainbuster, which wasn't really a good one, but he sort of took care of the guy he was working with. But he was a hell of a draw at one time. He really was. Those are just some of my memories of him.
Well, recently, Jim Ross confirmed that he was a member of the KKK.
Really?
So that kind of brought down my my fandom a little bit.
Yeah, boy, it just brought down mine too.
I mean,
so maybe he was this ogre and this brute.
I was gonna say, I think your man Lord Alfred Hayes was on the money when he said, "Trust me."
Yeah, trust my judgment, people. Right?
Yeah, because the gimmick is, listen, in wrestling, there's lots of rumor and innuendo, and you never know really what to believe.
Right.
So I had heard for years people say, "Oh, well, I think," and "I heard," and blah blah blah. And Jared was like, "No, I'm pretty sure that's real. Let's listen."
There's not going to be any kick.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.